Yo, what is up, YouTube? What's up, Lakers Nation? How you guys doing today? So, the Lakers get a big win against the Mavs. We also got a big win against Denver that I'll touch on very briefly because I know the big game is the Mavericks game, but I missed my recording on Saturday here. Let me just pull that game real quickly. All right, here we go. So, maybe. Here we are. So, the Lakers finally beat the Big Bad Wolf, the older brother, the bully that steals our lunch money, the people who've beat us 13 out of the last 14 times we've played against them. The Denver Nuggets beat them by 23 points. Behind Luka Doncic is 32 points. LeBron also chipped in 25. Austin Reeves chipped in 23, and Rui chipped in 21. There's been a lot of best wins of the season here in recent weeks because as the level of competition goes up, our guys have been stepping their shit up and have been playing very well against some of the best teams in the NBA. This was a great showing for Luka to kind of show he's still got that in him. I know it's been a little slow with him getting adjusted to the Lakers, getting back in shape, coming off of an injury, all that good stuff. But that was a very encouraging sign to see. Not only Luka dropping 32 points, but it's also winning by 23 and finally getting over that Nuggets hump. Even if it's just a regular season game, you still want to see that progress. So that was good to see. But moving on to this most recent game here against the Mavericks. So the Mavericks had no Lively, they had no Garland, and they had no Anthony Davis, of course. So they were shorthanded. I think it actually kind of played into their favor a little bit because the Lakers have been taking advantage of bigs being on the floor a lot here lately. Whether you look at the game against Zubac, the game against Karl Anthony Towns, or even recently here that game against Jokic. I think he had 12 points. Jokic had 12 points. He did have a triple double, but 12 points for Jokic is like unheard of. So I think with them being small, it helped them switch a lot more. It also helped them spread the floor a lot more and make us have to guard, which gave us some trouble with our switching. And also they were just getting every single offensive rebound. It's just like the ball was just magnetically charged to go straight to them. It was unreal. And a lot of their points, a lot of the three-point makes, a couple of those Klay Thompson three-point makes were off of offensive rebounds. And those can be a killer. So as far as our guys there, Luka started the game off really strong. They reviewed one of his three-point shots and took it off the board, said his foot was on the line, which it was. Just barely on the line, but it's crazy they went back and reviewed that. But they took away one of his threes, so he ended up only actually cashing in on one of them throughout the entire night. Didn't really have it going as far as his shot making. Wasn't the most efficient night, although he was 6 of 8 from the free throw line. But even so, he gives you 19 points, 12 assists, and 15 rebounds, which he was flirting with a triple-double at halftime. Just unbelievable stuff. And like some of these passes Luka's been making, he had another one to Austin Reeves where he's driving to the hole down the middle and just flicks it behind him and straight to Austin Reeves. And good on Austin Reeves for actually making the shot to finish off the highlight because a lot of times you see LeBron or these different superstar passers make these crazy prolific passes and the guy misses the shot. And I was hearing some people say, hey, LeBron can't make that pass, which I think Luka, I wouldn't say he's a better passer than LeBron, but I think they're right there neck and neck. But I don't know if you guys remember the shot or the pass LeBron threw to Danny Green in the finals in the bubble, wide open, and It's the same thing. He's driving to the lane. He's driving to the cup. Everybody's guarding him. He throws it back. Danny Green's wide open, has a chance to take a dribble, and he misses. So, and then people said LeBron should have shot that ball. Anyway, Luka's a very, very good passer. He's a very good passer. He's one of him, Joker, LeBron, maybe like James Harden, Trae Young. I don't think they are as, have the same type of passing skills, but are very gifted passers nonetheless and get very good assist numbers, year in and year out. You got two of these highly prolific passers and scorers, both on the same team. With enough minutes between the two of them to make sure you always have one of these guys on the floor, and also trying to, you also have to account for Austin Reeves, who chipped in 20 points. It's like, it's a pick your poison type of thing. Our offense, especially when we're making our shots, this was kind of a cold shooting performance for us. We've shot much better than this here in recent weeks. Even with the cold shooting performance, our team defense is actually really good. JJ was on record saying, in these past 6 weeks to 2 months that LeBron's been playing at a all NBA defensive level, and it's hard to argue against it when you actually watch the game and see how much energy and pride LeBron has been putting in on the defensive end. Closing out the shooters, rotating, moving his feet, blocking shots. Unbelievable stuff from a 40-year-old man playing in his 22nd season. It's remarkable. LeBron had 11 points going into the fourth quarter, scored 16 in the fourth quarter. I think he took 9 shots, only missed 2 of them. I think he had like 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, a steal, something like that. No turnovers. Put the team on his back, and a big part of that is Luka, because LeBron doesn't have to so much pace himself as much as he would normally have to in this point of his career. He can let Luka do a lot of the lifting. He can let Austin Reeves do a lot of the lifting when it comes to scoring and playmaking, and he can pick his spots a lot more. And then when he needs to turn it on, just give me the. LeBron's just like, hey, give me the damn ball, and it's time for him to go to work, and he has enough gas left in the tank to finish the game while playing with that, that level of tenacity. So, very, very impressive. Austin Reeves just continues to be a bright spot on the team. There's no way you bench this guy. It's just not going to happen. He provides way too much offensively on the floor, and with him not having to be the sole, point guard since D'Angelo Russell has departed, and that going more towards Luka, you can even see him stepping up on defense more. He has more energy for that side of the floor, and he's been looking good. He's in that best third option talk in the league. He's in that all-star level talk. At least in the last 6 weeks, 2 months. If you're scoring 20 points a game, that's going to get you all-star. That's going to get you all-star game consideration. So if he was able to do that throughout the entire season, he probably would have had a lot more buzz. But anytime Austin Reeves steps on the floor, he's giving you about 20 points, 17 to 20 points. And on the high end, he can go for 30 any given night. He can go for 45 like he did against, was that the Celtics? Or I forget exactly what team we played against when he dropped 45 when Luka and LeBron both sat. But this man is a certified baller. He gets buckets. It's just what he does. Rui Hachimura had a great game offensively. He did struggle a little bit on the defensive end. Rui, he tends to thrive more when he's playing down low or playing against bigger opponents. But when he has to chase people around the perimeter, your shooters, Michael Porter Jr., in this case, Klay Thompson, which I don't think it was really so much on him. Dawn Connect had some minutes in there that were a little rough, where him and Rui were having to switch. And I think it was more so on Dalton more than it was on Rui. But it's just not really a Rui strong suit. So but he did have 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds, one offensive. He was 2 for 6 from the three, so not great efficiency there, but he was 6 for 12 from the field overall, which is great efficiency. He's plus 19, the highest plus minus on the team. Rui played his ass off, and you know, I was one of the ones saying, you might need to swap him for DFS in that starting lineup just to give a balance of shooting and more defense. But Rui's making it hard to bench him. I think he had 21. Yeah, he had 21 against Denver. He had 15 here against the Mavs. He's making it hard to take him off the floor. He played 38 minutes. He's been playing really well. Jackson Hayes has really stepped up since Anthony Davis has been traded. I want to say he's probably averaging around like 7 or 8 points a game since he's been in the starting lineup. He's providing a lot of energy. He's a lob threat, which works really well with Luka and LeBron. And we can see his defense or his rebounding numbers are starting to improve. He had 8 today, 8 against the Mavs. Let's see. How many did he have against the Nuggets? Well, he didn't have any at all against the Nuggets, but he scored 21 points. So I guess you guys got to pick what you want. So, but nonetheless, I do want to shout out Rui Hachimura. I know, he had a little bit of a slump when we first got DFS, so it's good to see him break out of that, get his confidence back, and just be out there having fun. So shout out him. Oh no, I'm sorry. We were talking about Jackson Hayes. That's my brain. Well, it's too late for me to go back. I already closed it, but nonetheless, Jackson Hayes has been playing really well, and he doesn't get a whole lot of minutes. We can see he only got 17. He's usually between that 15 to 22 minute range, I would say, and it just really depends on the matchup. Our small ball lineups of Luka, Austin, LeBron, Rui, DFS has been very, very good, and DFS tends to check into the game pretty early anyway, so I think it's just kind of trying to find that balance, and just, like I said, it's probably a lot of it's just matchup dependent. Dorian Finney-Smith, although he doesn't light up the stat sheet, he really hasn't been since he's been with the Lakers, but you can see the impact from his defense, his floor spacing, and then just his effort. He had 8 rebounds, 4 of them offensive, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Usually he has the highest plus minus on the team, so it's a little surprising to see him at a -1. But if you watch the game, you could see DFS's impact. He played 28 minutes. He closed the game. In the fourth quarter, I think he got that's when he got his putback to get his 2 points that he got on the game in a big moment of the game. So he's just a big time player. Like, when it's tough competition, when the score is tight, shot clock's running low, game clock, the game's running about to end. DFS is a guy that you want on the floor. He's a guy that you want on your team, and he's been very impressive since making his Laker debut. He has not disappointed at all. And then Vanderbilt made 2 threes, 2 corner threes. Shout out Vando. Let's go. Vando has been struggling a little bit, whether it's, his minute restrictions, foul trouble, or, being able to catch the ball in traffic and finish. But be that as it may, with all that, Jared Vanderbilt, man, it just, his defense and his energy, it just, the way he hounds players, the way he moves, the way he hustles, dives for loose balls. He's not afraid to get physical, to chirp at people, to fight with people. Him and DFS, what they bring to the team cannot be understated. It's part of them, DFS getting to the team, and then Vando coming back from injury. Both happened around the same time, and both of those were around the time that we started to, really go on this run. I think I looked at. I think in the last 20 games, we're 16-4. We have like the number 1 defense in that time, like the number 5 offense, number 3 net rating. Like, it's getting to be a large sample size. It's over a month's worth of games. All of February going into back into like halfway through January, and we're going to be in March here in like 3 days. So um, I don't think it's really much of a coincidence since these guys have been on the floor. Our defense has really taken off, and without Anthony Davis, everybody has to chip in, and I think that's why our defense is still so good, even losing one of the best defensive players in the world, if not the best, most versatile defensive player in the world, one of the best defensive players of all time, top 75 player, and Max Christie was our starting two guard, and he was a very good defender. That was why he got into the starting lineup in the beginning, was because of his defense, and then his offense, of course, caught up. But Rui, he ain't have to block Max Christie like that, man. That just saying his name made me think of Rui blocking his shot and screaming at him. He ain't have to do all that, but I get it. Old teammate, just kind of shooting the shit, not shooting the shit, just kind of talking shit, and that friendly competition. So Gabe Vincent, in the last couple of games, his shot hasn't really been hitting. He was 0 for 4 and 3, 1 for 6 from the field in 16 minutes, only 2 points. He was only a -2, even though he only scored 2 points. He did have the one turnover, but he also had a steal, so he kind of offset it. Gabe Vincent's been playing so well in this 6 to 8 week period. I'm not going to freak out about a couple of bad shooting games, because he still does provide a lot when it comes to defense and guarding point of attack. And he's somebody who can navigate screens a lot better than these bigger wings that we have. So Gabe Vincent, he'll get his shot back together. He was shooting way too good for too long for me to really worry about this. I don't think this slump will last too much longer. Knock on wood. Jordan Goodwin. I was watching Trevor Lane's show today, and he was talking about this dude actually probably is going to get a roster spot, or at least he's played himself in a position to where I think he should get a roster spot personally. If he's getting on the floor, and some of these other people, like, look how many people are didn't get on the floor. Markieff Morris, Cam Reddish, Alex Lynn, Shake Milton, and Bronny. If he's getting on the floor and providing good minutes, which he has been, sort of like a Gabe Vincent type of smaller guard, but he has a type of a Vanderbilt type of energy where he's just relentless, chasing, scrappy, physical, and it's just crazy. He's a two-way guy. He's been on the team for like maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and I feel like the very first game we had him, he got on the floor, and he had, I think it was against Utah, he had a good game, and then I think he had a bad game in the second Utah game. I can't remember exactly how it worked out, but other than that one game where really nobody played good, it was one of the games that we lost. I mean, when we get into the playoffs and we need somebody to guard some of these quicker wings, your Steph Currys or De'Aaron Foxes, if they make the playoffs, Zach LaVine, he might be more of a, he might be a little too big, but basically my point is we need somebody who can guard these quick, twitchy guards. I know Houston's got good guard play, Memphis, so I think with Ant, he'll probably get guarded by a bigger wing. But be that as it may, Jordan Goodwin, we have until the 1st to sign a player to where they can play on the team. So we still have a couple of days, but it's really coming down to the wire. So I would like to see him make the team. And I honestly kind of would like to see Trey Jemison make the team. I'm not sure what's going on with Kaloka. We haven't seen him much at all lately. Jemison is just kind of like a better version of Alex Lynn, which is crazy to say about a two-way guy compared to like a 13-year NBA vet. But, when you watch the tape, when you watch the game, it's pretty obvious. Granted, Alex Lynn is a small sample size, but his small sample size spoke kind of loudly. So I would like to see him get another shot, for running up the score on somebody. But as far as like impactful minutes, playoff minutes, I don't know if I really see it. So I don't know if they maybe even consider cutting him after just signing him. I don't know if they would do that. But Time will tell. And then lastly, Dolan Connect here. Dolan Connect, I am glad that we kept Dolan Connect in that trade, the trade that got rescinded. I think Dolan Connect's going to be a baller. I just don't know when it's going to happen. We've seen him get as hot as you can get, especially getting that Phoenix game where he dropped 37, is just unconscious from behind the line. He has that in him, but he struggles so hard on defense. I don't know if that messes with his confidence or, maybe he just gets tired. But, when he's making shots and everything, he looks great out there. But when he's not making shots and he's also a bit of a defensive liability, he's just, unfortunately, he's just not going to get that many minutes. He only got 10 minutes. Jordan Goodwin got 6. The two-way guy almost got as many minutes as Dolan Connect, the first-round pick. So I do believe in Dolan. I think he could be a very good cornerstone piece for the Lakers. I don't know if they maybe revisit, maybe trying to trade him in the summer, since we've already technically tried to trade him once. I don't know. Maybe the Walker Kessler trade comes back around. Who knows? But we're at about 21 minutes, so I think I'm going to call it here. But I just kind of wanted to get on here and kind of just shoot the shit about the game. My head's been a little messed up these last few days, so at first I wasn't going to do it, but it's kind of like therapy to just get on here and just kind of just talk. So I'm sorry if I rambled on a little bit, but if you have made it to this point in the video, I do appreciate you. Please like the video if you did enjoy this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to continue doing some Lakers content. I'm going to try and get some more gaming videos back out here in the future. It just depends on how much time I have after work and my energy levels and all that good stuff. But we're going to try to power through. We're going to try to stop making so many excuses. Hey, Lakers are sitting at 4th in the West. And if the playoffs were to start today, we would have home court in the first round, which is just crazy. So let's go Luka. Let's go LeBron. Let's go Austin Reeves. Rui, DFS, Gabe, Vando, all the guys. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm not about to sit here and name everybody's name. So, again, thank you for being here, and we'll catch you later. GG's.